back to Eat, Cook and Love. Hope you guys are doing very well. I'm so happy you all are joining me on another delicious conversation where food meets stories and emotion. Our today's guest is someone who spends her day understanding the human mind and helping people navigate through life's challenges. Today she is stepping out of her therapy room onto our kitchen table. I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Varkha Chulani, a renowned psychotherapist and psychologist. While she'll be chatting with us about mental wellness, she will also cook up her favorite exotic recipe. So without wasting any more time, let's welcome Varkha Chulani. Welcome to my show, Varkha.
Such a pleasure.
Such
so
an
lovely.
honor
Thank
to
you
have
so
you.
much
Such an
for
honor
having
to
me.
have
Thank
you.
you so much.
So,
really look forward to this.
So guys, Varkha has been, I've been trying to get a date with her here to come on our show, but she's so busy in her schedule with her travel, with her work, helping people. And also she's doing something very new, which we'll be talking later in the process of the show. So there are loads of things that are coming up from Varkha. So thank you so much for your time today.
It's
and I was
a pleasure,
really
Sheetal, and all the best for your channel. I hope people relish what we cook today.
Lovely. So what are we cooking today, Varkha?
So we are cooking my favorite, that is Sindhi Mutton Curry. Being a Sindhi, I've grown up in a household which has relished food, and we look at food as a very intrinsic part of family life. We eat together, and because you would have heard the statement, people who eat together, or rather families who eat together, stay together.
Lovely.
So we're looking
Yes.
forward to creating wholesome, nourishing, nutritious meal.
Yes.
Because I do believe a lot of mental health issues today are happening because of people compromising
Yes.
on their eating.
Yes.
Right? And we have restrictive eating disorder, we have anorexia, we have bulimia, and I don't know why we're so afraid of food. So in fact, thank you so much for having me on this show,
Yes.
because with the cooking, I would also like to impart how important food is
Yes.
in our wellness, in
Yes.
our emotional and physical wellness,
Yes.
and that we don't have to be afraid of it.
Yes.
I think a lot of us are very afraid of eating.
Yes.
And I want to teach today, besides how to cook the
Yes.
hopefully delicious Sindhi mutton curry, okay, how to also not look at food as your enemy and to see it for what it is, something which is wholesome, nourishing, nutritious for you to function well in life.
This looks like such an interesting conversation, and Varkha, thank you so much for choosing a mutton dish, because this is the first time we are going to have like a mutton dish on our show.
Oh, is it?
And the conversation around the food, because it is so crucial to understand this. All of us, including me, I also suffer, I'm in such sync with my food. But in spite of that, there are days when, you are like, why was food ever created?
Yeah.
Like we do have these.
I think guilt
Yes.
with eating
Yes.
is an unfortunately
Yes.
too common an emotion
Yes,
today,
yes.
especially with size 0 and
Yes,
everyone trying
yes.
to, fit an Instagram model,
Yes,
etc.
yes.
And I think I'm glad you're doing this.
Yes.
I think mutton is a very healthy meat. In fact, the world studies have shown that red meat, which has always been frowned upon, is actually not bad at all.
Yes, yes.
And if we eat it in good proportion and health, I think it makes a great difference to our wellness. In fact,
Yes.
strangely, if you want to be fit and you want to look lean,
Yes.
eat meat,
Yes.
eat red meat.
Yes.
Okay, of course,
Yes.
vegetarians may frown and say like, what is this?
Yeah.
But well, I think we can substitute that maybe with the same recipe and use maybe tofu or something different. But look, I'm a Sindhi, I love my mutton, and therefore I chose mutton.
Me too, absolutely, absolutely. So we can begin with our recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. Our pan is nice and hot.
Yes.
That's
So
the oil for
I'll
you.
put in a little bit of oil. The reason I say little is because mutton has its own fat, right? So
Correct.
we don't want to overdo it in terms of with too much oil, because mutton will release its own
Yeah.
fat and will allow itself to cook. So we start with tej patta. What is it called?
Bay leaf.
Bay leaf, okay. And some akha garam masala, that is whole masalas like cardamom, cinnamon, and clove,
elaichi.
okay, elaichi as we call it in India, and the big elaichi with a little bit, maybe a touch of cinnamon as well.
Lovely.
We stir it in, have it kind of crackle, so to speak, and then as it crackles along, we add some onion, which is finely chopped.
Lovely. I'm going to love this recipe, Varkha, because like you started with, using less oil because mutton releases its own oil, and these are fabulous things, because usually people have that mindset.
Correct.
Mutton bana rahe, tel ka mat socho, is fat ka mat socho,
no.
But
and that's why you'll see mostly a lot of people who cook mutton or in the restaurants, we go, we have layers of oil floating. That's because unfortunately they don't allow the meat to release its own fat and its own oil, so to speak. And of course, I think a big problem with us today is we want everything instant and quick. Mutton, if you really want to relish it and have it cooked well, needs to be cooked under slow flame, maybe for 40 minutes. And I don't think people have too much time, so either they douse it in oil or unfortunately sometimes pressure cook it. But we are going to do neither of that because we have all the time in the world.
Yes, absolutely. We have so much to talk about.
Yes.
So Varkha, while you were growing up, and what is your relationship with food? Like, what was something that you all ate while growing up? Did you have certain foods that you did not eat, or your family had different kinds of food, different palates? What was it
we
like?
are absolutely food-loving family. There were no restrictions. I grew up in a joint family. My grandparents came from Pakistan. We were never told, don't eat this, or don't have this. We ate wholesome, nourished food, and we had someone who was our cook. So we had a cook at home because we were so many of us. We were 11 of us. Okay, neither my mom nor my grandmom nor my aunt could manage, so we always had someone cooking for us. And because we are Sindhis, we love our food. So we were never stopped from eating anything. Salads, etc., soups, etc. was a part of life, but it was never total life. We ate Indian food. We had all kinds. We had mutton, we had chicken, we had kebabs, we had all the vegetables. Nothing was ever prevented. And I think that's a very important aspect, with, especially with parents today. They're constantly looking at what their children are eating. And I think that is a big problem because, we are already starting an association or a connotation that, food means danger. Food means weight. Food means something to be worried about. And these connotations are unfortunately set in childhood. So including sweets. We loved our mithais and we loved our gulab jamuns and we loved everything. So we were never really prevented, and I think that made a big difference because none of us went to dietitians. Of course, I was a little overweight when I was young, but it was always that, you do your own thing, eat sensibly, don't overeat, but don't undereat. Don't undereat, but don't overeat. So listen to your body and eat only when you're hungry. Right? Don't just keep stuffing your face because it's lunchtime. You sit down and have 4 or 5 chapatis or whatever. So I think a big important part was the relationship with food was a very healthy one, and I think that makes all the difference. If you have the correct attitude towards food, you'll never be afraid of it. Right? And you will eat it because it is required for brain work, especially with the work that I do, which is interacting with clients all the time. And my work is all thinking, right? I need carbohydrates. I need a lot of carbohydrates because it requires my brain to function. So before I go to work, which is usually at about 1:15 in the afternoon after lunch, I would have eaten my chapatis, eaten my rice, because I have to work for the next 5.5 hours with clients and I have to have my focus. So food is brain food. And I think if you look at it like that, especially for people who are doing brain work, today with the advent of AI, constant people who are thinking, creating, whether it's you as a content creator, me as a therapist, someone else, who's maybe an analyst, somebody else who's trying to crack some kind of innovation. It's important that we look at food as something which is going to help us become sharper, more alert, more attentive, and therefore be able to do what we are setting out to do. And I think all of us compromising on food and only drinking black cups of coffee is one of the worst ways.
Yes.
In fact, I'll go further and say that a lot of my clients, young ones that is, who come to me because they have emotional conditions. I find that many of them have given up carbs because this new keto, no carb diet is so popular today, but it causes more harm than good. Okay, carbs are good for you, they are good for your brains. I'm not saying that you have to stuff your face, but it must be a part of your meal.
Yes.
Right? Now, how you want to take it, I leave it to you.
Yeah.
I'm no nutritionist, but I'm a therapist. And I know that a lot of emotional distress comes because of no carbs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it looks like my onions are brown.
Balance and moderation is what you would recommend.
And eat everything.
Yes.
I mean, eat your mithais and eat everything in portion control.
Correct.
So that you don't have these cravings and these, desires, and then you go like a yo-yo where you don't eat at all and then suddenly you binge. Both are unhealthy. Right? So I said, look at food as your companion. It's your friend. It's not your enemy. And if you have the correct attitude towards it, and you also realize how much you need and stop when you don't need it, I don't see why you should have a problem. Right?
Yes, so your onions are looking nice and brown, caramelized.
Yes. So maybe we now add the tomato.
Yes.
Yes. And here we go. With all the tomato that's been nicely diced for me and kept.
Okay. So I see that we are adding finely chopped tomatoes, and there's also some tomato puree that you will add.
We'll add that later.
Okay,
so now we just continue to saute the tomatoes with the onions so that the onions get even more caramelized and nicely brown, so that then we're ready to put in the next ingredient, which is some
ginger garlic paste.
Yes, a ginger garlic paste. But I'll just give this a little minute or so.
Yes.
To kind of even allow the tomatoes to get a little cooked, and then we add in the tomato, the paste.
Right. So Varkha, while you were speaking, you spoke something about that you have come from a joint family. I also have grown up in a joint family, and I know multiple advantages, and there are more advantages to that, I feel, of growing up in a joint family. And the way you become as a person is very different from in nuclear family. Things were easier. Can you just speak your insight on that?
So it's only easier if the family gets along.
Yes.
So like-mindedness is a very important part in joint family systems. Unfortunately, sometimes we talk about the generation gap, but the generation gap is rarely about age, and it's more about mindset.
Yes.
So I make an assumption that if people continue to stay in joint families today, it's a healthy environment where there is no undercurrents of tension, jealousy, upsetness, and no one talking to the other, etc. So luckily for me, we got along really well, and we did most of our things together. Of course, we had our individual differences as well, but there was a unity in terms of that breakfast was at a particular time, everyone came on the table, we all ate, and then we went our respective ways. Lunch, of course, we were all either studying or working, etc. So we would, all disperse after that to unite all over again at maybe 8 o'clock at night to sit and maybe enjoy a drink or two. Not us, we were too small, but our parents and our grandparents. And then after that, we would sit together for dinner. So that was a kind of a ritual. There were no hard and fast that you have to be there. But Monday to Friday, most of us would work. So it would just become a routine. We would be in school. Of course, there were school timings, etc. But we would be all sitting on the table eating together.
Lovely.
And as I said, when you eat together, there are conversations. That time there were no mobile phones. That time even the TV was pretty much scarce. Yes, I'm quite old. Okay. And therefore there was no sitting in front of the TV, no looking at your phones. There were conversations, there was gossip, there was laughter, there were jokes.
And also guidance.
Like, to some extent. Yes, guidance where you share about certain aspects. Okay, I think, sorry, I'm going to interrupt. And I'm going to add in the ginger garlic paste.
Yeah.
Do you think so much?
Yes.
Actually,
that should
it's
be
a
good.
lot.
That should be enough.
That should be enough.
Yes.
So I'll put the left here and now stir it in. Yeah, sorry. So continuing. Yes, guidance, because, well, we would talk about things which were happening in school. So then even the grandparents would hear us.
Yeah.
They may give us a perspective which possibly even the parents didn't think of.
Yes.
So it made for good conversations. It made for good brainstorming.
Yes.
It made for good aspects where we were able to hear different perspectives. No one compelled us to listen, but at least we were left with thoughts. That could you do this differently? Are you sure that you didn't create this problem? So we were always asked to reflect.
Yeah.
Self-reflect. It's easy in this world to keep blaming everyone else, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we do that a lot
Yes,
today.
yes.
Okay, where everyone is the problem except us.
Yeah.
And I keep asking everyone that if you seem to be having problems with everyone, there's one common factor, which is you.
Yes.
So why don't you just
Absolutely.
take a good hard look within?
Yes,
So we were
introspect.
always taught that, of course, outside external events matter, but you also have to look at your own conduct. I think my family grew up with very strong ethics and values.
Yes.
What we should do as a family, what we should not do as a
Yes.
family,
Yeah.
how we want to be looked
Yes.
at. So there were lots of conversation where there was a lot of learning. And as children, I think growing up, it's very important to have this kind of
Yes.
inputs
Yeah.
as such from
Yeah.
our elders.
Correct.
Not that the elders are some gods,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
nice to have different points of view
Yeah.
and then ultimately, of course, come to your own conclusion. So we were never forced to do anything, but we were also never allowed to just get away. There was always accountability and responsibility of everything, whether it was our grades, what we did, why we were punished, why we got what do you say, note in the diary,
Yes.
why sometimes our parents were called to the principal's office, because I used to be very naughty and my parents were called quite often. So all of these things were a part of growing up, and I think they were so healthy.
Yeah.
Therefore, nobody concentrated on how much you're eating or how little you're eating.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we are ready here. So what we are going to do is just put in the mutton pieces. Okay, not the broth, but only the piece.
So we have cooked mutton here.
Okay.
However, you all can use raw mutton at this point. We have cooked the mutton simply because it will save us time on the show. Mutton, as we all know, takes longer to cook.
Yeah.
And I feel people are having difficulty in being able to sustain relationships today, right?
Because relationships, Sheetal, is hard work. And unfortunately today, everyone comes with a sense of entitlement, where they believe that everyone owes them and must be their friend. What they don't ask is, what am I bringing to the table for someone to be my friend? And I'm not talking about network and networks.
Yes.
I'm not talking about those things.
Yes.
How do I make others feel?
Yes.
What is it that they go back after an interaction with me?
Yeah.
Am I interested in their life? So if you see today, everyone's about I, me, myself.
Yes.
I have friends who cannot stop talking about themselves.
Yes.
Not once will they ask me, hey, how are you?
Yes.
How difficult is your
Yes.
work?
Yes,
How's your daughter?
absolutely.
They never ask.
Yes.
And then I'm shocked that, you know what? I spent maybe 1 hour with them, but not one question was about me or my well-being or my family's well-being for that matter.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay, so we just added the mutton and we left the broth for now. And I'm going to just stir in the onion, the garlic paste and the tomato, which was put earlier, into the mutton, and see that the mutton is nicely laced with all of it.
Nice.
Yeah. So coming back, I think relationships are struggling because we don't know what it means to relate anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're so self-obsessed. I think we're so self-involved. It's only about me and how I look and what I want.
Yes.
It's never about the other person. And relationships will never thrive. It's only about you, right?
Yeah.
It's a two-way interaction.
Yeah. And you do need to invest in a relationship, invest time, emotions.
Absolutely.
And all of
And you keep talking about yourself. It just shows a kind of a narcissism,
Yeah.
a self-obsession,
Yeah.
which is what unfortunately is happening today.
Yeah.
So if you're constantly going to be so self-obsessed, why will anyone want to spend too much time with you? And beyond a point, people get bored.
Yeah.
So I think we also have to know a cutoff of, how much should we talk about ourselves and how important it is to make other people feel noticed. Everyone today feels invisible. That's the new kind of, what should I say, a new emotion where everyone's feeling unseen. Okay, they're feeling unheard. Now, for a relationship to thrive, we have to see that we make those people who feel this way feel far more wanted.
Yes.
Feel far more nurtured.
Yeah. Inclusive of
yes, correct.
your
You
life.
use a very nice word,
Yeah.
inclusive, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to make others feel inclusive, that you matter as well.
Yes.
And it's not only about me and me mattering, okay? I think relationships will begin to have a very different flavor and a different color.
Yeah.
But I think that's for everyone to understand.
Yeah.
Because loneliness is a new epidemic.
Yes.
And the epidemic of loneliness comes because one of our silly phones, okay, and two, inability of people to connect because we are just not interested in another person's life. So if we are interested in people's lives, connection becomes very easy.
Yeah.
Extremely easy.
Yeah. So while because of social media and all of that, we are trying to connect to people, we are gradually disconnecting from people.
Because the virtual world is where we are putting all our energies. And the virtual world honestly doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Sorry for the language.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
But we are trying to get our claim to fame from how many likes, how many followers, etc. There's nothing wrong with that because that is unfortunately the way life is today. But it can't be your go-to. And therefore, when you are in trouble and you want to chat with someone, are you going to be chatting with ChatGPT or are you going to chat with a real person?
But that's happening. That's
It is,
happening.
it
People
is.
have named their ChatGPT. They're actually having a conversation.
Yeah.
And
But 1 minute, ChatGPT only enables what you ask.
Yes.
So that's one.
Yes.
So you ask the question, it's not going to question you.
Yeah.
Right? While today your friend will say, have you lost your mind? Why are you
Yes,
thinking this? Right?
Yes.
So an authentic relationship will help you also review how you live, what you do, etc. Which ChatGPT possibly won't.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to add in a little bit
of the stock.
just a little. Okay? And then the distinguishing feature of a human is his or her emotionality.
Yes.
ChatGPT is not giving you emotion.
Yes.
ChatGPT is not coming and giving you a hug.
Yes.
It's not holding you when something's gone wrong in your life.
Absolutely.
It's not making you feel special where it brings you a rose or give you a chocolate or takes you for a movie or takes you for a coffee and it doesn't make eye contact. All these aspects of what makes for great relating is lost in a tech medium.
Yes.
Right? So yes, tech is very good, but only to solve different kind of problems. It's never going to solve human problems.
Yes, it's not.
Emotional human problems.
In fact, the problems are going to grow.
Increase.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now adding to my mutton, which is slowly getting there. I hope.
Lovely. Yes,
I hope.
it is.
Okay. I'm going to throw in some tomato puree as well.
I love the way it's slowly cooking and simmering. That's exactly the way cooking should be, right?
Yes, absolutely. See, because we are no rush
Yes.
and we are not interested in virtual cooking.
Yes.
We are interested in actual
Real
cooking.
yes.
Yes, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So just because there's some left, sorry, I'm so
Yes,
messy.
you can. Not at all. Yes, that's a beautiful thing, guys, because even I really do not like wasting ingredients, you know. So use everything that you have and try as much as you can not to waste because we have abundance today. So we've just started to
Yeah, I
do
think,
a lot of
I
food
think
wasting.
abundance is only for a select few, Sheetal.
Yes.
I think I need
Yes,
a napkin,
yes.
please. Thank you. Abundance is only for the privileged few
Yes,
like us who can
yes.
stand here,
Yeah.
cook our mutton and
Yeah.
have conversations
Yes.
and are not really worried about too many things.
Yes.
Right? India is a very poor country.
Yes, it is.
And I think it's very important for us to use our resources very, very wisely.
Yes.
Very, very sensibly.
Yes.
Okay, the whole, at least I'm sorry if I'm including you in this.
Yeah, of
but
course.
our segment of society is extremely selfish.
Yes. Absolutely.
We have no concept of what is real India. We treat our house help and our staff so badly.
Yeah.
And we are constantly throwing the weight of money. Like as if money is going to give you status, which unfortunately in some cases in this country it is.
Yes.
Okay. But I think we have to be very careful of the resources, and natural resources are very limited. Whether
Yes.
it's our water,
Yes.
whether it is the minerals in the earth, whatever.
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's very important that we become prudent.
Yes.
And I know I'm a therapist, but I'm giving a social message.
Yes, absolutely.
That it's extremely important
Yes.
that we teach our children.
Yeah.
That you know what, you just happen to be born at the right place. You won an ovarian lottery. Everyone's not as privileged as you. So please have some grace and have some manners and behave yourself and learn how to use, the country's resources, the resources that are available to you very sensibly. I think that will make a big difference to the way they think as well.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, my puree, my tomato, my onions, my ginger garlic
Nicely
paste,
together.
and my mutton, of course, has nicely blended in beautifully together.
Yeah.
But now I need to add my stock.
You said such a beautiful thing, Varkha, as far as wastage is concerned. Like now, even today, we all are a part of this. We have these big weddings, the big fat weddings that happen, and so much food is cooked, and we have elaborate menu, different kind of cuisine.
Correct.
And apparently whoever is present at the wedding, most of them are on different diets and so they hardly eat. So, and all that food goes, because I've worked in the hotel industry in 5-star properties,
Yeah.
whatever is left over from those buffets that are made to look so beautiful is always binned. They are destroyed. Even the bread, it's destroyed and binned. Because
see.
there have been incidences where they have shared that and passed it on to people, and they've come back with making cases and suing them because they fell sick, and so the properties have suffered because of that. So the reason being, for the wrong reasons, food is wasted. So
Yeah.
since I got an understanding on those things, I think I completely dislike the concept of buffets and having those, because they all look beautiful, but there is a
yeah. So I'll just add this and then I'll take this
Lovely.
on.
So we're
I'm
adding
just
the
adding
salt.
some salt. Okay. I prefer a little less, but meat requires its own salt. So I'm just adding a little extra maybe. But you add to taste.
Yes.
Then we add some pepper. Again, add to taste. Maybe quarter. Then I go on with turmeric. Just a dash of it to give it some color. And of course the taste. Some chili, depends on how spicy you want your mutton. We add again quarter. Then we have jeera or cumin. Maybe 1 teaspoon should
Yes.
work. And then we have, what is that? Coriander powder. Sorry. Okay.
Lovely.
So we add 1 tablespoon of that. Let me just stir it in and we continue. Yeah, so I think our weddings can be very criminally wasteful.
Yeah.
I think each one is trying to outdo the other. I understand what you just said, that there's so much food cooked, and because of your hotel experience, okay, you notice, or you have seen rather, that everything is binned if it is not used.
Yes,
correct?
absolutely.
I think the only solution here would be to maybe have sit down
Yeah.
tables
Yeah.
where every guest sits down and a
Yeah.
plated portion is put
Yeah.
in front.
Yeah.
That's how they do it in the Western world,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that there is a small plated portion. You can always ask for more if you need.
Yes.
But I think with the
Makes so much sense.
hundreds or thousands of people that are usually invited, I think that's a logistical nightmare. Yeah.
Yes.
I think maybe now with the invitation, we should have a separate form. Please tell us if you're not going to eat at the wedding.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, please tell us if you're not going to eat at the wedding so that we cook accordingly.
Yeah.
And right there, that is our contribution to
food wastage.
To conserving unnecessary, not expenditure in terms of money, but expenditure in terms of all the resources that will be gone into making it, and we would rather use that same resource to save food, feed the underprivileged, or to feed the poor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and if we can kind of maybe do that, but it's going to require a lot of social change. Mindset change are going to require a lot of change, and to be socially different requires a lot of courage.
Yes.
You have to be okay being bitched about, being spoken behind your back, being saying, my God, what weird people are these. Or you decide, like, in the olden days, in my grandparents' days, I remember when I was growing up, they used to be invited for weddings. That time the wedding was only ice cream. Used to go meet the couple, meet each other, and they used to only give ice cream.
I would love to go for a
wedding like that, where they would only give ice cream. I don't know if, I think you're younger than me.
Yeah, no,
definitely. That was the methodology, right?
Yeah.
That we were only invited and ice cream was given. That was sensible.
Lovely.
So you go, you meet, you congratulate, you celebrate, okay? And you just come back having an ice cream. Today, can you imagine that being done here?
No, there's going to be so much.
There'll be mayhem. There'll be mayhem.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so here's the final condiment, which is kasturi methi. I think
that should be
1 teaspoon. Just sprinkling it last, because otherwise it tends to get bitter. Okay, and again stirring it in and allowing it to just simmer. If you feel that your mutton is a little undercooked and you'd like to cook it a little more, you may add some water so that it cooks in its own juices, so to speak. The mutton kind of absorbs the juice, which is the water, and everything kind of, stays intact rather than giving it maybe a pressure. If you see I rarely cook, first of all.
She has been with the whole process, one step at a time.
I rarely cook, if at all, but if I cook, I was very inspired by Ratatouille, the movie.
Yes.
Where after everything he would do, he was biting. And my husband keeps telling me, like, what are you doing? I said, no, please. And you know what? We can even put something heavy to kind of let it slow cook. Right? I think it should be ready maybe in 5 minutes.
Wonderful. So while this is cooking, we get back to our conversation on Varkha. You also spoke something about narcissism. Now tell me, what is the percent of people who are narcissists? I believe, and I have figured it out, that the ones who feel they are not narcissists, and the ones who are narcissists, the ones who feel they're not narcissists, also have narcissist trait in them.
So we all have narcissist traits,
yes,
right? The question is, where does it become a dysfunction, and where is it healthy? It's healthy when you self-preserve, when you self-regulate, when you self-direct, and you get towards whatever your goals are. It becomes very dysfunctional and unhealthy when you completely disregard the people and you live with your spouses, your children, your family, your relatives, where everything is only particularly directed at your wellness. There is no compassion, no empathy, no care for the other people who form a part of your ecosystem. Then we know that we are possibly bordering on unhealthy narcissism. As I said, when I meet you and all you do is talk about yourself and show no concern about who am I, what am I doing, where is my life, where have I gone, where is my daughter, etc., etc. We may be able to say that you're definitely bordering on unhealthy narcissism because you're just not interested in the other person. Right? So curiosity for the wellness of others, for how other people are doing in their lives will definitely indicate to a person that, you know what, this is not an unhealthy narcissism.
Yes.
This is a care and a concern.
Yes.
I'm not saying that we all have to be compassionate,
Yes.
empathetic people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But if in a 45-minute conversation, you have asked me maybe for 4 seconds and the rest of the 44 minutes you've only spoken about yourself, well, I'd be worried.
Yes, yes, and it can be really toxic in some relationship. Like you must be having a lot of your clients, your patients who come to you, and one of the two, it could be a mother and child, it could be husband, wife, or siblings, is a narcissist. I mean, it's a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So how does one deal with that? Now, do you have to, like some relationships are meant to be there and just be there? How do you deal with that
Then if
illness, if I may call it?
If I diagnose someone as that, first of all, the diagnosis is not as easy as people just throw these random names and these diagnoses. There is a methodology to assess. Okay, so I would be able to assess on the basis of my clinical experience, and if I need support, then maybe a psychometric assessment like a MCMI, which is a personality assessment, and let's assume that there comes a diagnosis of that. Now, we cannot leave our families just because a trait was discovered late, right? So we empower the rest of the members who are unfortunately affected by them to self-protect, to emotionally detach, to take care of themselves, knowing that this person is struggling. See, narcissism is not only about grandiosity, it's actually a cover-up for severe feelings of inferiority, where you've never been recognized in your childhood, in your growing up years. So you are so desperate for attention, and there are two kinds of narcissists. One is the overt, I need the spotlight, but there is a covert, who is also a narcissist, but in a very surreptitious, under the radar kind of way. But he or she wants the same kind of attention, but not standing on the table and making a joke of himself or herself, in a very different way. So as a skilled clinician, you have to know, because sometimes people will say, oh, he's such a soft-hearted person, but under that layer of skin is a person who's equally demanding, equally unempathetic, equally selfish, okay? Except that he doesn't showcase it, and he has a very stoic appearance, right? So you have to be very skilled as a clinician. Lay people just use these terms randomly, and it bothers me because, you know, there are so many other conditions which mimic a narcissist. Right? And they don't know about that. So I think it's very important to have a clinician diagnose it, and you don't go as a lay person going about diagnosing it yourself and trying to label everyone. So the new word in town is gaslighting.
Correct.
It's a new word in town, right? Okay, and everybody, that means everything I tell you that you did wrong, am I gaslighting you? But that's the way people are thinking today. Oh, you're gaslighting me. I'm calling you out on certain things which you've not done correctly, which are getting you into trouble. I'm not gaslighting you. Please have the courage to look in the mirror. Right? So all these are, so pop psychology in the recent, ever since COVID, I think, has gained a lot of traction, but it's being completely misused. People don't understand it, and because it's, you know, these terminologies which are so easy to read, everyone identifies themselves with something or the other, identifies others with something, right? So I would just say, please refrain, stop becoming a pop therapist, stop trying to analyze. The best thing in the world would be, please look at yourself and conduct yourself in a manner which is befitting you and which will take you towards your goal. Stop trying to analyze other people. Look where you are and where you want to go, and create a journey for yourself. Right? So, then all these labels will fall out of the window. So it looks like a mutton is done. It's come off the bone, some of it.
Lovely.
Okay. So we can just test. Perfect.
Lovely.
I don't want it to be overcooked, otherwise then it'll all separate. It should be just, what is the right word? Just right.
Similarly, for alcoholism or drugs today, it's become such
They're all symptoms of a problem. They're never the problem. A person who overdrinks, overspends, overeats, and, you know, indulges in, you know, different kind of substances is actually fighting a battle and trying to cover up by consuming these. So we never target the problem because it's not a problem, it's a symptom. We go deeper and we try and address what is it that doesn't allow the person to be self-caring.
Yeah.
The minute I abuse my body with overeating, overdrinking, drugs, etc., that means basically I'm not self-caring.
Yeah.
And that means there's something in my head which makes me want to destroy me. So I never go to symptom removal. I go far deeper that why is it? Will I overeat? I don't think so. Will you overeat? I don't think so. Will you drink yourself silly? I don't think so. Right? Drink one or two to have a good evening and yet to be able to be functional the next day.
Yeah.
Would I put anything in my body which would harm me?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've never consumed any substance, and people may call me an old fogey, but for me, I'm happy with my state of mind, and I'm happy with not being this cool with it woman. I'd rather be old and stoic. So when you start self-damaging, it's actually a cry for help.
But Varkha, we live in a society where they don't even consider these addictions as self-damaging. It is a part of your social, your networking or your social behavior.
I can network with water.
I
can network with club soda.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is all mental.
Yes.
That, I go for meetings. So many of my clients come and say, they are these fancy CEOs. I have to drink vodka. How will I keep my, client company? I said, you can keep him company with nimbu pani, with water. Okay, these are all man-made constructs that you become cooler, hipper, more with it because you have, a capacity to drink 10 drinks over a night. I can party till 5 in the morning with water in my hand. It's your ideology. It has nothing to do with. Now, if you as a person are going to fall prey to a social construct, then you will be leading a life defined by other people and not by yourself. Right? How individualistic can you be is something you will have to ask yourself. You can go party, get along, be made fun of also. So that calls for the social ability to withstand judgment. And if you're constantly going to be wanting to be looked upon by others as, such a sweet girl, then you will always do what they want you to do.
Correct.
And the aspect of mental health, first one, there are two, is self-interest, then social interest. Right? So if I can withstand social pressure, this pressure to have these fancy weddings, etc., and decide what I want from life, calls for a lot of confidence. So a self-confident person doesn't need to fall prey to these definitions which society have created. Always remember, society loves sheep. We all do the same thing. We are like cattle who go together. Right? Are you ready to be a black sheep? If you can, then I think you can decide what you want from your life.
Absolutely. And tell me about, as parents, like I'm a mother, you're a mother. As parents, what is our responsibility towards our children? How can we make it better for children and, how they are? Because so much happening, like parents today are even scared to tell their children something like this, say, hey, this is not good, this is not cool, you cannot do this, because they're worried what the child goes and does.
Don't become a parent if you're so scared. Right? I think I used to write my column for Mumbai Mirror and Femina for 10 years, I think. And I had written a very scathing column that 90% of people are not fit to be parents. If you have to be a parent, first you have to be a stable individual yourself. If you live with screwed up ideas that you have to drink, for example, to look hip and happening, then you have no right to be a parent because you are so screwed up in your own head. Why do you think today the younger generation is struggling? Because the parents are not stable. So if you are unstable and going to be prey or a victim of certain weird ideologies, what are you going to teach your child? Okay, so that's one. Your own stability will determine a lot about how you parent. Okay, and two, look, at the end of the day, I'm a parent. I'm not a friend. I can be a friendly parent. But many people say, I'm a friend to my child, and I just wonder, you have friends of your own?
Absolutely.
And what are you trying? Are you lowering your level to a 5-year-old or an 8-10-year-old? Let him or her have their own friends. You have your own friends. Yes, you can be a very friendly parent.
Correct.
But you are a parent. You are in a position of power to guide, inspire, take along till the child finds his own feet, which is usually by 16, 18,
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. But until then, you are playing the role of a supervisor,
Yeah.
a guardian,
Yeah.
who is leading the path and helping them maneuver the challenges that life has.
Yes.
So I think we have to get rid of this idiotic idea.
Yes, and even today, like I have my mom telling me a lot of things. We may disagree, but I obviously want her to give me an advice as to what is, because obviously there is more experience. She's speaking from a different space. She's seeing things in different lights. So that is always, and me and my mother are friends at the end of the day. She's been a fabulous mother. She's been a friendly mother, though she comes from that generation, but she's with time.
Right.
But I think that's so beautiful to have it that way.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. And if you're going to be scared to parent, then please don't become a parent.
Yeah.
Parenting, and so another aspect comes. Parenting is sacrifice. I don't think today's parents are ready to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It is a lot of accommodation and adjustment to the wellness of a baby who then slowly becomes a toddler, becomes a growing child, etc. Where you have to accommodate and adjust their wants simply because they're dependent on you till a certain age.
Yeah.
Right. But you want to have the same life before you had a child, and after you have a child, you do a very poor job.
Yeah. So it starts from day one, from the day the child is born.
Starts from conception.
Right.
Like people don't want to have children anymore because their body shape changes.
Yeah.
Because their face, the hair, everything goes for a toss, right? Okay. Now, if you are from that facet itself going to feel that you're giving up so much, what are you going to do when your child really needs you?
Yeah.
When the child is sick, when you have to nurse, when you have to stay up at nights, when you have to manage different things. How are you going to, when you can't even manage a little bit of a change, which your body is bound to go through?
Yeah.
Right. So I think accepting that it's a very big choice and it's a very big responsibility, only then you set out. Otherwise, please do not have children.
Yeah.
Because you will bring up such unhealthy adults when they grow, because you would have done a very poor job as a parent.
Yeah. So I've also heard somebody was speaking about this recently that, before couples get married today, they do go, correct me if I'm wrong, they do go for therapy sessions to understand each other better.
I do premarital counseling. Yes, I do it. So that you have to be aligned.
Yeah.
Okay, opposites attract is nice for electrodes and magnets, but for actual, real, long-term relating, similarities do better. Similarities in ideas of life, in values, in money, in how to live, in what kind of a lifestyle to live, in how you want to look, what your, what would you allow in life, what would you not allow. Those are all very important facets.
So while you're saying this, Varkha, I think this is extremely crucial, and each and every one of the couples getting into marriage should be looking at taking this help, because
but they will be more spending lots more money on their designers and their clothes and etc. They're not preparing for marriage. Why do you think divorce is on the rise? Because they're so enamored with the concept of, I'm getting married, I want a X wedding and a Y wedding and a Z wedding. But what is life going to be? Nobody's asked. And unfortunately, now this is where parenting comes. Then hello, forget all this paraphernalia and destination and whose gown you're wearing and what you're looking. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not diminishing it. But it can't be your center stage. Okay? What do you think like? How do you all want to take life forward? Do you all have goals of life? Do you have a vision of what life you want to build? Do you want children? If you want children, how? How many do you want? Do you have the money? How will you earn? How will you share expenses? How will you support your parents? They are conversations.
So you're just opening out the box, everything in a therapy room, so it makes things so much easier. Not only about ending up in a divorce, but having a healthy relationship.
Correct.
Sometimes people do not get into divorces, they are in relationships.
No, but I may add that what you start with, say today, over 5 years, there can be a drift.
Changes.
Okay, people evolve, individuals evolve, directions change. And that makes it even more that how do you keep together knowing that you're not going in different paths? Right? One may become spiritual, somebody may be more aspirational, somebody may go down with an illness. What does that mean? Life happens. Right? What is your tenacity and the resilience to be able to cope when life happens? So constantly reviewing every 5 years where you all are in the marriage. I know people take their vows again at 15, 20, 25. all beautiful,
celebration
orchestrated for Instagram kind of celebration.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong again with it. I'm not minimizing it. But every 5 years, please sit with yourselves and review the vision that your marriage is going to possibly have for the next 5 and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So that you'll keep recalibrating if there is a gap that is coming, because gaps widen. So I always say, no marriage gets a heart attack and dies.
Yes.
Marriages bleed to death.
Yes.
And we have to prevent the bleed if we keep checking every couple of years, 4-5 years, that, there's no bleed, right? Are we in the same page?
Yes. Yes.
And that is helpful.
Yeah. Also, I would like you to share with us today is about parents and illnesses. Like you said, illnesses, when parents age and they are going through different kinds of illnesses. I think even patients who are going through cancer, and because suddenly something has happened into their lives and there is so much of mental stress that they are going through. Their behavior may change towards their children who are younger, busy, now working, looking after their families.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody puts light on the parents?
See, a lot of older parents are going through their own challenges. In fact, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's is on the rise, and soon, I read some data, India is going to be absolutely flooded with seniors who are going to have these conditions, and we do not have enough resources for them. So in fact, we would be the sandwich generation. We have children and we have our parents. And we are in between, stuck trying to manage our children and our parents. It's important that we remain informed and understand that, because if they have these age-related conditions, what is it that we need to do to get interventions earlier, to be able to be far more patient, to equip them, if we can, with simple resources. Wear your glasses, wear your hearing aid, take your walking stick. Minimize trouble for the person who's your caretaker. Be an easy patient. Don't be so demanding and, rigid and fixed.
And
you're
do you
not
think therapy can help them as well? Like, per se, sometimes they may get irritated or angry because of the illness they're going through. And do you think that if they have someone to talk to, like a therapist, apart from kids who
So you have geriatric care specialists. I don't do that. But you have geriatric care specialists. In fact, in the foreign world, and because I travel so much and I interact with, old age homes, and I see they have a very different approach to how elder care should be. I don't think we have evolved that much yet, because we're such a poor country. Okay, and as I said, we come from privilege, so we still have something we can do, ChatGPT, Google, and we can understand. It depends also on the mindset of the parent. Like today, I would never want to trouble my daughter, but I've already started preparing myself. I don't want to give her trouble, so I will do whatever it takes. If I need to wear specs, I need to wear hearing aid, I need to take a walking stick, and I will even admit myself to an elder care facility.
Yes, if need be.
Right? If need be. Because my goal is, I don't want to trouble my child. I'm not so sure our parents think like that. Right? So there's a ideational gap. For us, we want our children to be trouble-free. For our parents, maybe, they see us as having to do a duty to them.
Yes.
Because they gave birth to us. So it's entirely different. It's individualistic. It depends entirely person to person.
So with so much of, information and knowledge and so many counsellors, do you think from what it was to what it is and moving ahead, do you think it's going to get better and easier for a society to go very easily to a counsellor, take help and
no,
just
it's
resolve?
still stigmatized, and because we don't have real licensing requirements, everybody is a self-style counselor. People do 1-year courses, call themselves counselor. I laugh and I smile and I say, very good, keep doing, because here I shiver and shake when a patient comes after 30 years of practice. It makes me nervous because I'm responsible for the client, right? And their wellness. So I have to be very cautious. But here there are people, so it's going to be easier, but there are quacks. Everyone. Whether a dancer wants to start and giving gyan, whether a chef wants to give gyan, everyone's giving gyan. My question is, please live your life properly and let everyone live their lives properly. I think we can all be, what is the right word? Self-therapized. where we just be responsible for ourselves.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the world be a great one?
Of course.
That all you do is you monitor yourself and take yourself towards the life that you want.
Yeah.
You won't need a therapist.
Yes.
I'll go broke. That's okay. But you will be on the correct path.
Correct. It's
Right?
so important.
So it's not necessarily going to be easier.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be worse because the kind of nonsense that is being spewed today makes me very angry.
Yeah.
But I keep finger on my lip. I don't say anything. If people trust me and they come to me, it's my responsibility to be available to them, and I stop there.
Yeah.
Previously, when I was much younger, I would get agitated and say all kinds of things in my interviews. Now I say, please do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because I realize the rubbish that is going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So I connected with Varkha on, I'm just going to share this with our audience here. Like when my daughter wanted to become an actor, and we come from a background where, nobody was an actor here. I don't belong to this place or this industry. And my daughter, you've met Diva.
Yes, of course.
So she is a very... name it introvert. Maybe she's not because,
She's not.
and she's very shy, and that is what I would think as a mother. But so I contacted Varkha to speak to her about, listen, my daughter has made this choice. What do I do? Because I did not want to speak to friends or, they would have opinion. Not that they are not there. They've all given me fabulous advice. But I wanted it scientifically happening, like as a mother, like how can I help her so that she's getting into this industry which is so large, there's so many things happening here, so that she is in a safe place. As a mother, what can I do?
Right.
And I did not hesitate. There's no shame in accepting that, I don't understand, maybe you can help me understand better. So I think that's how, one should reach out when you're in doubt, instead of just trying to go to things, speak to the right people.
Correct. And the operative word is the right people who are qualified
absolutely.
who are qualified enough. And there is a deeper kind of understanding and a credibility to the person. I would recommend that if you can find your therapist in a hospital setting, it's important. The reason I say that is that because a hospital would never take anyone who is an unqualified professional, right? The very fact that they've been qualified enough to get a hospital placement, that means at least license, credibility is there, the correct degree is there. They may have abilities, another matter. Okay, but at least you know that you are with the right person. Then, of course, it takes years of experience also to build ability to be a good therapist. But at least you're starting with the right, in the right place with the right person.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I reached out to Varkha. Just to share with our guest here today is that Varkha is connected to the Leelavati Hospital. And guys, I'm going to share her number and details because she's a fabulous, not only a fabulous counselor, fabulous human being, to go to or to reach out to if any one of us need help. And all of us need that guidance at some stage. So there is no hesitation in that, right?
Yeah.
So Varkha, one thing I would want you would want to share with our guest, with the number of suicides, and not just suicides, people pushing each other over the cliff in the literal words today, and all this that is happening, how is it, like, I may say, okay, what can I do? I'm an individual. How do you think we as a society, each one thinks that they're individual, how can we make? So what is it that we can do that can, make a little bit of a change or help our future generation that they don't have to
I think, as I repeat, be a sensible parent, empower and correct ideologies, think different, have the courage to go against the social norm, empower your children that to be independent and to have freedom, become a parent who is open enough to have conversations, do not dictate and demand of the children what you think is the correct way to live. And I think give them a safe space. First of all, I hate that word, but let's use it. The safe space that if they have any trouble, they know they will not be judged by their parents.
Yes, that is so important.
That they can come and talk to the parent. And yes, we all make mistakes, parents make mistakes, grandparents make mistakes, children make mistakes. We're human. Mistake making is a part of being human. But there is no shame in admitting a mistake and then looking how to minimize and if possible to not make too many mistakes as life happens, right? So I think providing an environment of contentment. I think everyone's so distressed and like I wonder, like I see people like where are they running? Where is the race? And I think it also comes because of the poorness of our country and the kind of people who are struggling economically. They are in a rush because they don't want to be left behind. But I'll tell you, they say mental illness is an illness for the privileged. A person who's earning his living day to day has no time to have emotional ill health because he's so busy trying to make a living, right? For us who have so much luxury, okay, we are the ones who are constantly getting disturbed, right? How do we just keep reminding ourselves that how can we be at ease with ourselves? So disease, D-I-S-E-A-S-E, is not only physical. I break it down. Dis-E-A-S-E. Dis-ease, unease, here. It all starts here. And I think it all comes from a containment, self-contained living, general life. I think if we see life can be very simple, we are unfortunately complicated. So I think just sitting with yourselves more, checking what is it that we want life to unfold for us, not getting involved in this rat race, not comparing, not competing. You can share my YouTube channel. I put up a video every Friday. It's 7 years old. So there may be about 400, 390 something videos. That is my way to give back to society. If anyone hears those videos, hopefully they will be better. I have my website. That's www.varkhachulani.com. I don't update it as often as I should, I agree. But there are articles there. There is some help there. So if you read those articles, you will get benefit. So I'm just saying at the end of the day, between life and death, what kind of a period do you want to create for yourself will come with some kind of peace of the internal person, right? And if you're not at peace, no money can buy it for you. No being on the front page of a fancy magazine or on a hoarding, etc. will give it to you because you'll be constantly, what next, what next, what next? So I think just sitting with yourself, and everybody's goals of lives are different. So I think just being at ease with who you are.
That's so wonderful. And like you also said, like, mental illness is for the privileged. Mostly. So what when, some of our, the lesser privileged are suffering, how do they take help? Because it's easy, we just...
See, usually if the underprivileged suffer, it's mostly a chemical imbalance. It's not attitude. That means they have some chemical going off in their head. The serotonins, the dopamines, hormonal disturbances, lack of food, all those. So for them, the treatment, so to speak, is rather easy because then the psychiatrist comes in and takes care of the gaps that the brain is not producing in terms of the chemicals required to function or the body requires. In our case, if we have emotional distress, it's largely attitudinal. Very rarely chemical. It is chemical. I'm not saying no. But in my practice, and I've practiced for a long time, I would say out of 100 patients, 90 require therapy and 10 require medical intervention. Right? So if you are among those 90, then please check what is your thinking, how are you thinking, what do you really want, what you're seeking, is it really going to give you the life that you want? Are you always going to be on the treadmill running and never reaching a place and then you'll collapse? Right. So for us, it's largely attitudinal, faulty philosophies. So if you go on my website, you will see, I don't talk about therapy. I talk about a philosophy of life. How do you want to live? Right? Once you have that in order, then choice making becomes rather easy. Now, what do you want to live for? Do you have a purpose? What is your purpose? Is your purpose fame, power, money? If so, again, nothing wrong with it. how are you going to get it without causing yourself unnecessary distress that you're popping anti-anxiety and antidepressant and God knows what else. So I would say a large part of people need to review their lifestyle. And when I mean lifestyle, I mean their philosophy of living.
Varkha, I have to share this with you guys, and it is no secret now because I'm going to share it. Varkha is getting into her new projects, are getting into filmmaking. She's already made a short film. And
where Sheetal's daughter, Viva, I think she did a fabulous job and she's the protagonist of the film. I just feel that the content that I have because of years of experience can be also converted into a visual form and a visual medium. So I've just taken a risk. I am no great filmmaker. I just took a leap of faith and said, come on, let me try. And it's a 15-minute short film. And I hope that people watch it. And it just sets people thinking. There is no gyan, there is no right and wrong, there is nothing. But it is just as a way to give a perspective. If from the outside, you all decide what you'll see. Hopefully, it should be available on some platform soon.
And she is, you have so many stories to tell. So I see it in the future that you will be sharing your stories through this medium.
I would hope, if somebody gives me a chance.
Certainly. Okay, so here is our Sindhi mutton and the lovely brown rice that you can have this. Varkha, this is looking really exotic and as delicious as the conversation we've had today. I'm just going to dig into it and have you can try that too. And the mutton is
I've got a lovely bit of boneless.
This is out of the world.
I think it's a great dish. So you pair it with your brown rice or even with the paratha or with the roti or even with a lot of us eat it with pao.
This will be yummy. Pao, my God. And Varkha, before the show, I'm not into the kitchen. I don't cook and all that. Really, if this is what you cook when you don't enter the kitchen.
This is only thanks to you for a show. But I really don't know how to cook.
It is fabulous.
And I just do these once in a way kind of things and they turn out.
It's so wonderful, so wonderful. And having this, like if I'm eating this mutton and a rice like this, I'm telling you, I'm going to be in a fabulous mood and fabulous mental health, guys.
You won't need me.
And and fabulous nutrition. Like you said, mutton is so good and healthy. So guys, please try this recipe. And this is a little healthy cake that we have made for you.
Thank you so much.
This is a sugar-free cake and it is with your oats flour.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much.
A little token for you. It is a Eat Cook Love mug.
Oh, lovely.
For you.
Thank you so much.
Have your coffee.
Really. Pleasure being here.
So much.
And good wishes to Eat Cook Love for many more great episodes. Thank you.
So wonderful.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.